Hello guys, today we bring you guys part 2 of the Call of Duty World at War custom zombie map tutorial. We left off with just our basic room. Now I'm just going to make a quick note that you may notice that I did change around the map. This is because I realized that it was way off the scale. I noticed this when I added in my player spawn, and it was through the floor, through the roof, so I made the map bigger and everything, and I changed the wall textures because the surface was also off scale, so I changed the wall texture and it looks a lot nicer. I also made the light better because I didn't like the whole idea of a big drooping thing. I didn't like it, so I like the little ceiling lamp. So today we're going to be adding in our player spawns. We're going to be adding in barricades for our zombies to break through, and we're going to be adding in viable weapons off the wall using chalk. So first we're going to add in our player spawns. So I'm going to add in our player spawns right here. So we're going to do this by switching to top-down view. So now I'm going to right-click, go to Info, Player Start. So this is basically our player start, and this is what I was talking about earlier when I said my map was off the scale. You can test yours and see how it is to make sure that yours isn't off the scale as well. So when you add in your player start, you're going to want to make sure that there's a fair bit of, even a little bit of space between your box and your floor. That way your players don't get stuck in the floor. You're also going to want some room above the box, in between the box and the roof. So a lot of people think, this player spawn is basically, where the players spawn, but they're actually wrong because that just tells the game what to do. Where they spawn is in these little boxes called script structs. We're going to add these right now. So script structs are where the players are going to spawn. So we're going to go to right click. We're going to go to script struct. So now I'm just going to put them right there. So before I copy and paste them, because we're going to need 4, I'm going to enter in the keys and values. That way I don't have to do it for all 4. I can just do it for 1 and copy the script structs along with the keys and values. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit N to bring up the entity window. And in key, we're going to put target name. And in value, we are going to put initial spawn points. And we're going to hit enter. So what that basically says is it's telling the script struct, okay, you are a spawn point. And that's what it's telling it. So I'm just going to space these out a little bit because obviously we don't want the players colliding into each other when they spawn. That would be bad. So I'm just spacing them out a little bit. I think that's good. Should be good. Okay, so there is where our players are going to be spawning. So once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and add our barrier. So I'm going to add a barrier right over here. So a lot of people like to use the clipper or the cutter tool. I'm doing air quotations. You can't really see them. But anyways, if you want to find out how to use that, you can go ahead and look on the wiki. The cutter tool just doesn't like me. I guess it's just I don't know how to use it properly. But anyways, I like to do it my own way. You can do it this way if you like. I prefer doing it this way. I just find it easier for me. But I just manually create it. So I do that. And then I just copy it. And I manually create a little hole in the wall for the zombies to go in through. That looks good. Oh, my mistake. And now we're just gonna switch over. And I'm going to do that again for the top. So as you can see, I've manually created my little hole for the zombies to come through for when I put my window in. So I think some people think that, to create a zombie barrier, you have to create brushes, you have to rotate them, you have to give them wood texture. But really, it's much simpler than that because Treyarch has already given us a prefab. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click, we're going to go to MISC and prefab. So once we're in here, we're going to be in underscore prefabs, which is in your map source. And we're going to go ahead and double click on the folder zombie mode. Now you're going to scroll down until you find window underscore med. This is our barrier prefab. So we're just going to double click this. And as you can see, it has our little prefab. Well, you can't really see yet, but hold on. Bring it down. So yeah, so as you can see, it has the boards and everything that we need. It has the boxes and all that kind of stuff, and it has all the scripts built in. And I actually made my window pretty perfect. I'm actually pretty proud of myself for that. I'm just gonna make these a little bit thinner since you don't see all this. You don't want to see all that. There we go. That's better. So that's too thin. Never mind. I'll just leave it like that. Whatever. So there we have our window. Now there's one problem. Let's just say we had zombies. Let's just say we had our platform. Let's just say we had path nodes in our zombies place, which we don't. But let's just say we did. So they'd come along and they'd pull down the boards for the window. And then when they were done, they're just gonna fly through your window. It'd be kind of cool, but it wouldn't be very realistic and you don't want it in your map. So what we're gonna do to fix this is we're gonna add a wall hop traverse animation. To do this, we're also gonna be using another prefab. So we're gonna right click, misc, prefab. Now instead of going into zombie mode this time, we're gonna go into traverse. And then we're gonna scroll down till we see wall underscore hop. This is our traverse animation prefab. So we're just going to open that, and I'm going to explain this before I place it. So this little cyan box is basically what they're going to be hopping over. So we're going to want to line this up with the bottom part of our wall. This box, this isn't official, but I'm pretty sure this is how it works, this is basically the start of the animation, this is where it carries over, and this is the end of the animation. So I'm just going to place that down right now. We're going to want to line this up. There we go. That looks good. Let's just make sure here. So, as you can see, our little traverse animation kind of lines up. I'm just gonna change our grid here just to make it more exact. Okay, so there's our animation, and now we have a fully working window. So if you want to create multiple windows, it's basically just a rinse and repeat process. Just repeat this for wherever you want to put them. So now we're going to move on to our wall weapon. So I'm just going to put one down, once again, just rinse and repeat basically, because I want to save time on the video. I'm just going to make the weapon right here, let's just say, right here. So now, I'm going to first I'm going to switch my grid over. So first, I'm going to click and drag to create a brush trigger. I was using that earlier, that's why it says trigger on it. But we're going to go to textures, we're going to go to locale and tools. And we're going to change the brush's texture to chalk. This is basically because in game, chalk appears to be invisible. So that's why we're going to use it, and we're going to put chalk on it. So we don't want chalk to be on every single face of it, because if they look from the side, they can see the chalk, and it just looks messy and glitchy, and it doesn't look good at all. First, though, I'm going to line this up with eye level. Now, this isn't confirmed, I haven't checked or anything, but I believe that this little diamond here is the view level, like the default view level for the player, so I like to line it up with the little diamond. So, there we go. So now I'm going to hit Control, Shift, and then click the front face, just so I can select the front face. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Decal. So once we're in this, we're in our decals, and I'm just going to make another short note here. You are not going to have all of these textures. You're not going to have ray gun, Type 99, Molotov cocktails, all that kind of stuff. The only reason I have these chalk outlines is because I downloaded the texture pack. Now, if I can find this texture pack, I will leave a link in the description below, but I'm not exactly sure if I'll be able to. But anyways, I'm going to use shotgun since I'm pretty sure that's a default texture, like a stock texture. So as you can see, I'm not going to extend the box to show you or whatever, but if I did, it'd be like a quarter of the wall. The thing is way too big. So we're going to still have that selected. We're going to hit S to bring up the surface inspector. We're going to change both stretches to 0.1. That's my rule of thumb. And then you can just go from there. But I always try 0.1 first. As you can see with the shotgun, it works out perfectly. So I'm just going to resize my box. I'm going to change my grid back again, just so I can completely make it perfect. Oh, wrong way. And there we go. So there is our chalk texture. Now you may notice that our box is really far away from the wall right now. How I'm going to fix that is I'm going to click it, change my view, and then I'm going to zoom in like hell. I'm also going to change it to the lowest value. That way I can get it as close into the wall without going completely in the wall as possible, which is right here. As you can see, we don't want it to go in all the way in the wall because it can glitch out. But right now, this is perfect. It only has a little bit of a line, and that's going to be invisible. So that is perfect right there. That is as best as you're going to get it. So once we've done that, all this is right now is this just tells the player what they can buy and where they can buy it. It doesn't have anything linked to it right now. They can't buy anything from it. And now we're going to go ahead and make it so that that is possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click. I'm going to switch to top down view first. Alright, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to MISC, and instead of going to prefab, I'm going to go to model. Now because we were in the traverse animations before, it's going to automatically be in traverse. We're going to go back to our root folder and we're going to go to raw, and then we're going to go to X model. This is all of our models that we can use. Now what we're going to be focusing on is weapons. Now if we type in weapon underscore, we have all these different ones. We have German, Japanese, MP, USA, Russian. We're not going to be focusing on these. We're only going to be focusing on the zombie ones because these are the ones we're going to want to use. So we have a double barrel shotgun chalk. So I'm going to use weapon underscore zombie underscore double barrel underscore shotgun up. So I'm just going to use that and open it. So there is our model. As you can see, it's facing a different way. So I'm just going to change that. There we go. And now I'm just going to line my model up with the chalk. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but it would, you want to line it up. That should be good. I believe that's good. Yep, that's pretty good. I'm going to leave it at that. Alright, so now that we have our model, we're going to go ahead and add our trigger zone. So if you guys have ever played zombies on Xbox or PS3 or whatever, whenever you go near your weapon on the wall, it'll say hold or press square or press X to buy, and then the weapon name and then the price. This is all due to the trigger zone, which is what we're going to be adding right now. So let me just switch to top down. So we're going to right click and then we're going to go to trigger use, and then we are going to draw our zone. Now, wherever this is, hold on, I'm going to change my grid back. But basically, wherever this is, the players will be able to buy the weapon. So let's say we extended this to the end of the room. If they went to this spot at the end of the room, they would be able to buy the weapon from all the way over here because the trigger zone extends over there. We don't want, well, I personally don't want it like that, but that's basically how it works. So I'm going to put it back. Oh, god damn it. I hate when that happens. Sorry. There we go. There we go. And now I'm just going to change my grid because it's a little bit messed up. Okay, so there we go. So now I have my weapon trigger. It's a bit away from the wall like I want. And now I'm going to make it go to the roof and back down the floor. So there we go. So now we have our trigger zone for our weapon. Now there's only two more things we need to do, and that's link it and put the KVPs in. Before we put the KVPs in, I'm going to go ahead and link it. So to link the trigger zone to the weapon model, what we're going to do is we're going to first hit shift and click the trigger zone, and then we're going to hit shift and click the weapon model. And then you're going to press W on your keyboard. If you've done it correctly, you should see a red line connecting both of them, and that means you've done it right. Now we're going to go ahead and enter in the KVPs. So once again, it doesn't know what to do because we haven't entered in any KVPs. These will be in a paste bin along with the other KVPs and stuff like that below. So we're going to hit N, and for the first one, we're going to want to put target name, and for the value, we're going to want to put zombie weapon upgrade. So what this basically tells it is that you're supposed to give the player you're supposed to give this player this weapon to buy it. And then we're going to change, we're going to put the key, the next key in value pair, we're going to put the key as the last value. to define zombie underscore weapon underscore upgrade. So now for the value, you're going to put the weapon that we want. Now this is the weapon list. This will also be in the paste bin in the description below, but this is basically all the weapons in the code. So let's say you wanted to add an M1911. The name is Colt. If you put M1911 as value, it wouldn't work because it wouldn't recognize it because Colt is the official name in the scripting. So you have to use this. You can't just put anything. So since we're using a shotgun, we're going to take a double barrel and paste it. So there we go. So now we have all of our keys and values. And yeah, so we have our weapon on the wall, we have our barrier over here, and we have our player spawns. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like below. Comment any questions or comments you have on the video, and subscribe. I'll probably be bringing you guys part 3 this weekend as well, which will basically be creating rooms, adding blockers, like basically couches that you can buy, specifying an amount, as well as maybe probably a mystery box that we can put in. So anyways, once again, if you have any questions, just comment them below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.